leaders that have created career ladder opportunities through apprenticeship, local hiring, increasing the local tax base, and giving folks the ability to learn the entire gamut of a particular industry. I am an electrician by trade. That's where I started. My background is mostly filled with labor advocacy in the construction industry. I've negotiated multi-million-dollar labor, pension, medical benefit contracts, including the one that our good mayor is now deciding that he doesn't want anymore. So I was really happy with him yesterday. But we're very much attuned to how jobs work in the construction industry. The Labor Department has pointed out the obvious. There's opportunities for electricians, plumbers, air conditioning mechanics. But even more so, and what most people don't know, is that there's also a tremendous amount and even greater opportunity in the operating engineer areas, because all this equipment and material has to be moved. There's opportunities in labor markets all, throughout the construction industry. And so as we prepare people and as we educate people, we would like, and we're going to explore how we can talk about shifting the idea from just training them for specific tasks to creating environments that create the demand for comprehensive training. And so we'd like to see the funding actually go to funding projects that will drive the need for more tradespeople. The building and construction trades industry is going to see a big reduction in its established workforce by retirees. It's one of the oldest workforces that America has, and we believe that the construction industry is going to be the spark that ignites our economy, and we're going to need to fill it. But we would hate to see it filled in a piecemeal kind of way, where if you train an individual, for example, to put in a solar rack, and that's all he does that for several months and really becomes an expert at that. But when the solar installation project is over, he can't pull the wire to it, he can't install the control panels for it, he can't install the breakers for it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When you plug him into an opportunity for apprenticeship and teach him the entire trade, it leaves you with a worker who is fully trained and capable of working even when green is over, if it's ever over, although we believe that it won't be. But even when the entire industry has adapted these standards and we don't have such a large demand for these types of workers, they'll have the capacity and the training to do all the works of their whatever trade it was, whether it was plumb. You teach a guy to hang, a guy or a gal, I should say, to hang a toilet, a waterless toilet, and that's all he or she knows about the plumbing industry. It doesn't help her, make more than $10 or $12 an hour for the rest of her life. When we talk about creating career paths, one of the innovative things, our organization has been asked to facilitate the LA City Green Initiatives discussions that will be happening. As you know, the mayor is aggressively pursuing retrofitting 1,000 public-owned buildings to LEED Silver standards. We'll be facilitating those discussions. Part of the conversation that I'm having there is creating internal civil service apprenticeship opportunities to have those jobs done. Let's not just plug somebody out of the community and let them retrofit those 1,000 buildings, because if you have that person for 10 years that it takes, or 15 years to retrofit those buildings, making $12 an hour, only just changing the guts of a light fixture, that's all that person ever knows. They're never going to be able to buy a house. They're never going to be able to send their kids to college. They're just going to be able to survive. But if you create an opportunity for an individual to move in through apprenticeship and actually have a civil service job, an entry-level career ladder that takes them from high school, from a youth build or whatever, you plug them in, and takes them in, puts them through a 3, 4, 5-year apprenticeship program within the city system, and then graduate them into a journey level position that trains him to do actually all the construction work in his particular class, his or her particular class. then that individual has the opportunity to move in as a foreman, as a supervisor, as a manager, as a director, etc. There's career ladder capacity built in there. And that's a whole different kind of job creation that we're talking about. So we're going to thoughtfully examine all these processes and where we can take advantage of creating these kinds of bridges and relationships. We will be facilitating discussions also on the here in LA for the National Emerald Cities initiative that's happening. We're involved in a variety of different policy discussions. We've just created a partnership with the SBA. We'll be hosting workshops with the hopes of educating contractors on how to capture our construction work, but more importantly, encouraging the building trades to create opportunities for minority and women contractors, because my personal belief is that if we can create employers out of disadvantaged communities, they will have a tendency to reach into those same communities and create work for more of those people. So that's some of the stuff that we're working on. I think I will make
After Jim's speech, we'll open it up to questions, so get some good questions ready. Jane Paul, Green LA Coalition.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. So I'm Jane Paul. I'm with the Green LA Coalition. The Green LA Coalition is comprised of approximately 100 environmental justice, and community-based organizations. We focus on environmental policy and advocacy in the city and the region of Los Angeles. So in terms of the green economy, we're working with the intention of seeing confluence between economic justice and environmental advocacy by understanding and supporting the current initiatives in the green economy. So one of our purposes is to ensure that the environmental community has a voice in this process and a full understanding of what the new economy really means. The new economy we see offers opportunities and it offers challenges. The institutions here in the region, both public and private sectors, are changing their practices to incorporate thinking, also to fulfill these coming regulations that we're hearing about, and to also live up to leadership mandates. So we see that the city council and the mayor, and there's leadership from the county, pushing all of the local institutions on green economy issues. And we're pleased to see that, but we want to be sure really that the environmental community has a voice in this process. So we want to see that there's integrity, that there's environmental integrity as processes are changed, as the way products are manufactured, and practices go forward. So out of necessity, really, because we're really faced with two economic crises, as everyone knows. There's the economic crisis, but then there's also the environmental situation, which is a life and death situation, referring to climate change and global warming. So by tackling the environmental issue of climate change, we really have an opportunity to move forward with economic stability at the same time. So the question really is, how are we going to do that? I think that there are two ways that we can look at it. There's political action, which is one of the ways that the Green LA Coalition goes forward, and that is to try to bring awareness to the community and to local government about what policies are most important to us. So what our priorities are. So